Tasha says, thank you very much for showing up on a day like this for challenging the storms, get through and not falling. There's a few people I'd like to recognize that are here too this morning. Is Representative Mark Batnick. Jennifer Bertino-Tarrant. Will County Board Member Darren Benefield. DuPage Township Alicia Benford. Plainfield Township Deb Philitis. We also have Will County Governmental League Hugh O'Hara. He didn't make it, sorry. Will County CED John Gruling. Lori McPhillips for County Clerk. Community Foundation of Will County Michael Trench. We also have Leanne Hastert from Edward Hospital. We have Chief Riddle, Assistant Chief Stratton, and Mary Ludeman from the Fire District. Also, we have Lane Abel from the school district. He's the one that made the buses run this morning. He will take all questions and comments after this goes. Yeah. Also, we have representatives from the YMCA and the Park District. Also, before we go any further, I'd like to introduce my wife, Joanne. I forgot her 1 year, so she's definitely first now. We also have Trustee Lamb, Trustee Benucci. We also, hang on for a second. I'd also like to welcome two new trustees, Callie Larson and Larry Newton, who were just recently elected. Also in attendance today, Brian Wojciechowski and Edward O'Rourke were unable to attend today, and I think that's all the pictures up there. Also, we have a number of staff here from the village, which these kind of things can't be possible without them. Brian Murphy, Michelle Gibbous, Amy DeBoni, Alan Persons, Chief Konopek, Ken Gorski, John Prue, Rich Kaczynsko, I pronounced it wrong, sorry. And Tracy Pleck. I really want to thank all of them. I also want to thank our various boards and commissions, which include the Planning Commission, the HPC, the Task Force, and the Riverfront. We have some of the individuals that represent that also present today. As many of you know, Mr. Rasich did not seek re-election this year. But he was always ready with a quote for every situation. So I found one. As George Burns would say, the secret of a good speech is to have a good beginning, a good ending, and have the two as close together as possible. So I'm going to try to follow that advice. I'd also like to take the Chamber for hosting this, and of course inviting me. I also want to thank the Opera House, Bill Habaker and the Vaughns for allowing to have the luncheon here in this beautiful building. They renovated everything in this building to make it as beautiful as it is right now. We also have, just so you know, the ticket booth for this building is right outside the door. That's the original one when they used to have the dance hall here. Here where these cabinets are used to be the stage, and behind those pocket doors used to be the area where they used to dress for the various performances. And when Michael first took this over, there was blue gooses around the building on some of the areas that still come up there. A lot of businesses have been downstairs, but this is the first time we've had something this elegant in the village of Plainfield. And I think we hold 134, 136 people, so thank you to them all. To carry out, in October, the village board approved construction of the Pace and Ride on on Van Dyke Road. In partnership with PACE, we are constructing a 600-spot parking lot. When completed, the park and ride will include a shelter, restroom facilities. The Van Dyke Road entrance to the parking lot will have a traffic signal and turn lights. PACE began offering service to the village of Plainfield to downtown Chicago in 2009. At that time, there was more staff at the bus stop than there was passengers. But in 2017, the average ridership to these routes is 2,319. So it's just amazing. It's up 600% after going on the shoulder, which is, if the traffic is too slow, these buses can move to the shoulder and transit into the town. This has increased 15% over last year. The new park and ride will cost approximately $5.8 million. And the best part of this is PACE is reimbursing the village for the entire project. PACE is reimbursing. And we hope to have this open this summer. They've already done some work over there, and I think we have a slide. See the vision? Probably should have music playing through this. Okay, the village is also exploring options to develop the remaining acreage known as the Depot Drive through a public-private partnership with a focus on industrial development. This will bring additional economic development and employment opportunities to the community as well as property tax revenue. The development news doesn't stop with PACE. There's a number of exciting things that happen all over town. This is a vision of today's economic development.
Just imagine there's music with this.
Sing, Brian.
I'd sing it for you, but I got kicked out of choir.
Excuse me, 2017 has also brought an assortment of new eateries to the village, especially at the newly renovated Plainfield Plaza on 59. And you have to admit that really is a difference over there when they paved all the parking lots and redid that building. It looks just wonderful for entrance into the town. That plaza is now the home of 2 new restaurants, Big Paulie's wood-fired pizza, habanero, Mexican fine cuisine. Plus, finally, we're going to have a Jimmy John's over there at the south end of the plaza. We're also pleased to see some new restaurants filling vacant spots. Slim Chickens will open up in the former White Castle. They're on Route 59. Crafted will fill in the former Durbin's, also on Route 30. Slim Chickens is a fast casual chicken restaurant with a southern flair, and Crafted will be family-oriented restaurant and a bar. We also welcome the Flores de Mora and Freedom Brothers Pizzeria and Ale House on Route 59. Currently, the La Florida is at the BP gas station. Now, I questioned that when the staff told me that about this gas station. And I'll tell you what, the food in there is just quite excellent. And they're looking for another shop to go to. But, you can stop eating gas and whatever Mexican food you like. A new Dunkin' Donuts is also currently under construction on Route 59 near 119th. As you saw in the little video, a new Shell station will open at the corner of Route 30 and 143rd. This site is also be the home of Crossroads Business Center, which was purchased by a development group last year, and there will be two projects proposed for the site. A self-storage facility, an assisted living memory care facility. Both of these will help drive additional development to the area and to the west of the village. Some of you may have stopped at the inaugural winter market at the farmhouse at the southeast corner of Naperville Road and 127th Street. It's a very popular event. We're also looking forward to the opening of this picturesque farmstead retail bouquet business, which will feature handcrafted furniture, accessories made from reclaimed barnwood, and they also have a vision of creating a special events center for parties and weddings, and we hope for additional vendors in that area. We're also completely going to redo that intersection with traffic lights and expansion and everything else, so they'll also help expand so they can have parking. So, and we all know about parking. Downtown Plainfield continues to strive and attract new businesses. DNA Athletics, an athletic apparel and running store, has started construction in their building, which is next to the trolley barn. The trolley barn continues to undergo renovation. As one can imagine, this large undertaking of over 12,000 square feet of retail space that needed for flooring, heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and all the details that come along with it, this commercial build-out. All the concrete floors have been poured, and the underground plumbing is underway. We hope to see that sometime in the very near future. The old fire station, referred to as Fire Station 1, is under redevelopment, and the property owners are currently negotiating with two restaurant users to fill the lower level and entertain the possibility of office tenants on the second floor. We also welcome an ice cream shop downtown with the opening of the Hazel Marines in July on Lockport Street and at the former Gourmet Junction. And you'll notice a facade improvement on the building. We got rid of the bathroom tiles and changed that, so it looked very nice. Bavarian Realty purchased the building and completed the facade, helping to restore the front of the building and greatly improve the appeal of that front facade. In addition to ice cream, people always request a coffee shop. In December, the wish was granted, and Crema Coffee House was opened. It's on the north side of the street over here. And we wish that business success. To help support residents downtown, the staff has worked with the chamber and local eateries to offer progressive dinners. The dinners offered attendees the opportunity to visit 3 different restaurants in one evening. They will also be in the midst of the first, Plainfield Restaurant Week. And I hope you had a chance to check out the delicious offerings. We'll be on lookout for our next progressive dinner in March and a burger cook-off. We used to have a place in town referred to from people like myself who've been around here for a long time, had the box factory where they just made boxes. It's between Center and Eastern Avenue. Well, this has changed names, and what it's referred to now as the Warehouse District, and it's become a destination over the past few years with businesses such as Workforce Brewing, Tailwinds Distillery, 10 Drops Coffee Lab, and Warehouse 109. Workforce Brewing completed its 10,000 square foot expansion of brewery space and a new tap room, which opened in September. The expansion allows Workforce to brew over 5 times the amount they did before giving more production of current beers and more space to create experimental new beers. 10 Drops Coffee Lab is also expanded. They bring the freshest coffee beans from around the world, Kenya, Ethiopia, Colombia, and roast them at the Warehouse District location. In fact, the coffee beans are now being used by breweries in the area for coffee stouts. They also gave Coffee with the Mayor samplings of this the last month, so it's quite good. Tailwinds Distillery is located just down from 10 Drops and Workforce Brewing. It distills rums and agave out of the region for tequila on site. In 2017, they added new equipment to increase production and will also be expanded. They have begun a house rum in many Chicago bars, including the Farmhouse Restaurant that I mentioned before, and they also can be found at the Rosemont Convention Center and Allstate Arena. The village continues to see renewed interest in housing construction. We issued 144 single-family homes in 17, and for the first time since 13, we annexed 2 major parcels for subdivisions. The Brummel property will be a new residential subdivision north of 127th Street, west of Book Road. The project will include 85 single-family detached homes, 69 townhomes, for a total of 154 units. The proposed Riverstone subdivision, located 127th west of the DuPage River, will include 170 single-family detached homes, 20 duplexes, for a total of 210 units. The project also includes a 6.2-acre and an extension of the regional DuPage River Trail. In addition, we'll continue to add our multifamily housing stock as the Grand Park Apartments on 127th and Ridge near completion. The complex includes 200 apartments and a clubhouse. The village is still focused on key initiatives such as traffic, transportation, infrastructure, and our strategic plan. And I have to compliment the staff and the board on this strategic plan. I've been a member of the board since 1989, and this is the most comprehensive plan this village has ever seen. And we're actually moved forward. We do short-term, 5-year, 10-year, 20-year goals. And we're stuck to it, and over the last 5 years, we have really moved forward. We've completed a lot of things, and I see a lot of improvement in the village. In addition to the village annual resurface program, 2017 has saw completion of the Route 30 construction project, which I'm sure we're all happy about that. And we breathe a sigh of relief now that the project is done. The project included the reconstruction of Route 30 from I-55 to Illinois 59 with an upgrade of Plainfield's utilities within the corridor. Also included in the project was construction of a shared path, sidewalk, intersection improvements, drain improvements, and a new interconnect traffic signals. And that is important. If they put timed lights as compared to demand lights in these intersections, timed lights will go red at 2 o'clock in the morning. With demand lights, these only go when there's a demand for cars approaching the intersection. The village also completed the reconstruction of 127th Street with funding and assistance from the Will County Governmental Aid, the Illinois Department of Transportation. The improvements include over a half mile of pavement reconstruction on 127th, provide 2 travel lanes and a median, new LED lights, ADD pedestrian safety improvements, and a sidewalk was constructed on the north side of 127th Street. This project also helped further our strategic plan goals of interconnecting pathways. A shared use path was installed on the north side of 127th Street, which connects to existing northwest community path systems. Just last week, 127th Reconstruction Project received the American Public Works Association Award. We're also able to improve the parking options in downtown, just Plain Street. The parking lot expansion was completed and provides 30 new spots. And there's also 5 new spots in front of Station 1. Also, just so you know, there was a lot of comment made about our parking, but we also have the extension of the library parking lot, municipal parking lot, and I know it's a little bit of a walk of about a block, but you can also come to all our restaurants and businesses downtown if you care to walk another block and park over in that facility. This year we'll be focusing on several capital projects, including the Village Green. Engineering work is underway for the rehabilitation underground utilities, water, sanitary, and storm in the Village Green area downtown. This project will also include reconstruction of roadways, curb, gutter, sidewalks, driveway aprons. The project will take 2 construction seasons to complete, with the underground work completed this year and the street reconstruction work slated for 2019. Work has also begun this spring on the reconstruction of Route 30 and 119th Street. A new intersection is much needed, and there will be a traffic signal installed there. Also have dedicated left turn lanes on all legs of the intersection and dedicated right turn lane installed on the westbound Route 30 approaching the intersection. Looking ahead, engineering work is underway for traffic signal and intersection improvements 127th and Naperville Road, which I commented about the farm. It's anticipated that the construction of the signal will be in 2019. Additionally, preliminary engineering has begun for reconstruction of Renwick Road and the placement of the Indian Boundary Road structure north of Creekside Subdivision. We anticipate both of these projects to be under construction by 2020. And if you pay any attention to some of the meetings we've had in the past, there was a lot of questions about Park District's large building off of Renwick Road. Well, this roadway reconstruction that we're going to do will help out, facilitate lessening the traffic damage over in that area. Quality of life is also directly impacted by recreational opportunities available for residents. It's an important part of the strategic plan and continuous development of important assets, the riverfront. As such, I'm happy to report while Naperville's kayak inaugural run was delayed due to the Night Court project, they plan to kick off their services in May, providing the longest run from Riverview Farmstead Preserve at 111th Street Book to downtown's riverfront. And for years and years, we've always wanted to have Plainfield as a destination. And something like this is going to be that step forward to get the kayak business coming to town. We also have in May a cleanup of the river and roadways, and we've had kayakers volunteer their services to go down the river and help pick up trash and such like this. As I mentioned earlier, an important element of the village strategic plan is pathways connections. We're thrilled to report over the past 5 years, we have installed over 5 miles of path and sidewalks. As part of this, we've worked with the Riverfront Foundation, the Park District, to put in a path along the river, south of Lockport Street. And we've also entered into an intergovernmental agreement with the Park District to continue the path south to the new pedestrian bridge to eventually connect with Mather's Woods. This spring, we will also see the installation of the police canine memorial on the riverfront. The village has had a canine unit since the 70s, and our current canine, Cody, has been patrolling the streets of Plainfield since May of 13. The police department and the Riverfront Association are honoring the canine unit's memorial, and I'd like to thank all the organizations and people that have generously contributed to the memorial, adding that no village funds have been used for this memorial, although we totally support it, but it's all from organizations and donations. Recreational opportunities continue to increase with the Park District beginning construction on the new 37,000 square foot recreational center at Boat Park on Renwick Road. And at this time, I'd also like to extend my serious condolences to the Greg Bach family and the Park District community on his recent passing. His legacy will live on at the Bach Park, where a new recreational center will provide a gymnasium, basketball courts, fitness center, running track, and multi-purpose room, and daycare preschool facilities. The C.W. Avery YMCA is also under construction with a new 8,000 square foot expansion, and we look forward to the completion of both these facilities. Many of these great public projects are possible because of the village's solid, conservative financial approach. I'm proud to say that our finance department receives a certificate of achievement for excellence in financial reporting. This certificate is only achieved by 5% of the reporting agencies. There's also more good news from the finance department. The village is now accepting credit cards. Now, you'll laugh at this, but I'm going to tell you what. I've been after these guys for years to get this done, and we finally got our software so it can work and receive this. So I'm very proud of it. They finally got everything together, and we're accepting credit cards. So to Ms. Pleckham and Mr. Murphy, thank you very much. The village board is currently in the process of working on the 2018-19 budget, which will hopefully be passed April of this year. And as part of the budget process, the board is approved a multi-year water and sewer increase to help offset the annual water rate increase from the city of Chicago and help capital improvements. However, I'm very proud to say the fact that the village tax rate portion of your property tax will remain the same as it has for the last 5 years. And finally, I'd like to mention the Plainfield Legacy Fund. In the coming months, you will be hearing about Plainfield's partnership with Community Foundation. People say that charity begins at home, and Plainfield is a home to a growing number of people. With all the growth comes additional needs. Growing communities need more recreational opportunities, more services for seniors, families, and youth, arts, culture events. Thus, the Plainfield Legacy Fund was created to provide a place where we can pool our resources, both large and small, so that together we can accomplish more. The fund will help generations of Plainfield residents and the community to thrive, and an enduring symbol for legacy, and I hope you will consider participating. Just to digress for 1 second, we had an addition, we have a couple additions to our planning, and Mr. Ding was the one that took care of all our video that you've seen today, and both individuals we got with the Planning Commission, I want to thank you for all your help, and I really appreciate it. And that's the culmination of it.